Wanna know the name?
Devil May Cry.
This party's getting crazy. Let's rock.
Capcom lazily porting some of their best games to the current generation.
You've heard of it, haven't you? The Legend of Sparta?
No, I just played 2 previous games where Sparta was a central plot point, and his name was mentioned at every possible opportunity. Couldn't possibly have a clue who you're talking about.
When I was young, my father would tell me stories about it.
You mean the father that you end up killing in this very game, whom you resented for sacrificing your mother to learn the dark arts? That father?
Sorry, not open for business yet. I haven't even picked a name for this joint, and I'm already getting calls.
You wouldn't be getting calls at all if you haven't picked a name for your business. The phone companies wouldn't even open a line for you if they didn't know the business they're issuing it to. I know, people. In a game featuring magic and demons, this is what I find questionable.
Invitation, huh?
Physics, meet middle finger. Once again, Dante has an invincibility in a cutscene he never has in-game without transforming into Devil Trigger mode. Remember, kids, in the DMC universe, you break things in order to fix them. Yeah, I think I can take off several sins for this awesome opening sequence. It's the kind of charm and personality that was severely lacking in Devil May Cry 2. Game could have honestly been called How Dante Got His Groove Back, and I still would have enjoyed the hell out of it. Where the hell did Rebellion come from? A sword self-assist? 6 Hell Prides in this shot, only 4 in the next.
You guys totally wrecked my shop, and I haven't even named it yet!
How? There was no explosion between the previous mission and now. The great tragedy of this game is that it's the best in the series. So, I just wanted to let you guys know that while I was editing this video, I played through and beat Devil May Cry 5, and yeah, as much as I hate to admit it, gameplay-wise, DMC3 has been dethroned as the best in the series. But not by much, so just disregard what I just said there, and let us continue. Yet it features Dante's worst outfit. Makes him look like the edgelord he's not. What the hell is this Hell Pride swinging at? How generous of these Hell Prides to wait for Dante to sneeze, especially since they instantly attacked him in his shop not 5 minutes ago.
I hope you all have enough to cover all this!
Sorry, Dante. Red orbs only count as weapon and item currency. I'm gonna let you guys in on something. See, at least in the first 3 Devil May Cry games, they often give you hints that they're a civilization, but they never really show you any NPCs or, quite frankly, any other character besides the ones who are featured in the story. So when they show you a gargantuan tower emerging from the depths, they hope you don't think too much about it. Unfortunately for them, I exist.
It's been nearly a year since we last met. Where does the time go?
Wait, so in the opening narration, Lady was speaking in past tense, and it showed footage of Dante and Virgil fighting atop the Timon Negru, with Virgil becoming victorious. So did Dante and Virgil fight atop the Timon Negru a year ago, and then it descended back into the earth until now? Or was the opening just an in medias res moment, and it was footage of Dante and Virgil's first fight that we'll have later on? It's really confusing and never gets clarified. Ah, the old sheath your sword to cause damage trope. It's cool, but you'll see Virgil use it a few more times throughout the game.
I found it.
You found it. The enormous tower looming over the city, and you're using binoculars this close to it. You just now found it. It's nice how the game gives you an environmental detail of what mission is coming up next. Not a sin or sin removal, just an observation.
Leave now, mortal! The likes of you are forbidden in this land!
This land? Don't you mean this tower? Hey, Physics! I got another middle finger for you!
Looks like we have an uninvited guest. A human. A woman.
Shut up, Virgil. You did not spot Lady from that distance.
I'm afraid I should ask the uninvited one to leave. Actually, I happen to be acquainted with that woman.
So we later find out that Arkham deceived Virgil into using Lady as a mortal priestess to undo the spell done by Sparta. Thus, Arkham's entire plan hinged on the uninvited guest to show up in the first place. So this is quite the convenience. I see that Dante still has his slow-ass movement speed. 3rd game in the series, and they didn't bother to fix this mistake. Special Edition can piss off with these jester sections. They're pretty blah, and at least for this first one, you need to complete it before progressing. Playing as Virgil was good enough.
My name is Agni, and my name is Rudra. You shall take us with you. We can be a great help to you.
Okay, but on one condition.
What is it? Name it.
No talking.
Big mistake, Dante. Game could have been even more entertaining if you let those two talk, like having them taunt an enemy after you defeat them or hit a big combo. Imagine if they made you silent with no personality. Oh, they already did. Lady, you dead. Not even the all-time greats are immune to the rule of three cliche. Yeah, I know you technically don't need to do all three to progress, but you do if you want that Artemis gun.
You point a gun at me? Your own kin? Your dear papa?
Plot reveal that Arkham is Lady's father surprises absolutely nobody. Lady got that far up the tower when Dante has had to battle demons to break spells on doors that lead to rooms that open up bounce pads and elevators. That motorcycle can only defy so much gravity. That or Lady was just using the level skip cheat code. Once again, Dante can shrug off a headshot like it's a pinch in a cutscene. Not going to be the case when we fight Lady later on in game. The red orb fountain we saw earlier when Arkham left is nowhere to be found when we reach this section.
So, this is what they call a heartwarming family reunion, eh?
You got that right.
Dude, you have no idea. I get giddy like a schoolgirl every time I get to this section of the game, which is about 60 times? I'm not sure. The game stops counting how many hours you've played once you pass 100. It's just a classical tale of brother versus brother so perfectly executed.
Why do you refuse to gain power?
I just don't like you, that's all.
Better reason would be, I refuse to accept you defeating me the last time we met, so I'm here to even the score. I just don't like you makes Dante look like the edgelord he's not. Amulet only appears around Dante's neck when the game demands it, since it wasn't shown in the entire previous sequence. Also, now you're not able to just shrug off mortal wounds. Inability to switch your styles on the fly. Go, go, acid waterfalls. Doing the rule of three cliche again. I just want to point out that Arkham transformed into Jester, teleported all the way down to the bottom of the tower, and wrote this sign without Dante or Lady noticing. Whoopsie! Well, they couldn't bring back Phantom, so apparently they had to add some sort of cunty spider enemies. What the hell is a moon doing inside the tower? That's kinda pointless even if it is just magic. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the many reasons why this game is so fucking great. Ah, so this is the precursor to Lucio Ball. That's not where Arkham fell. You practically gave away the fact that he's not mortally wounded, even after he has a conversation with Lady in just a bit.
What horrible thing have I done? I was too weak. I succumbed to his influence.
Honestly, Arkham doesn't get enough credit as a villain. This dude straight up faked his own death, manipulated his daughter's emotions, tricked her into fighting Virgil to weaken both of them and possibly Dante since he'll definitely get involved, then ended up sacrificing his daughter, all so he can open up the demon portal and obtain power for himself. That's some villainy I can respect.
You saw it too, didn't you? That huge tower jutting out of the ground.
No, it's not like I haven't been in it for the past several missions and halfway through the game at this point. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Quicksilver is supposed to slow down time, not completely stop it for more than a second. Also, wasn't Quicksilver the name of an item you used to open sealed doors in DMC 1? Why do two items with different purposes share the same name? 3 different weapons have 3 separate purchasable air hikes, all of which are vastly overpriced. Blood splatter visible here completely disappeared several seconds later.
Why isn't this working? Is there something missing?
Well, Virgil, maybe if you didn't try to kill literally your only supporter, you wouldn't be in this situation now, would you?
So, my mother's amulet is the key that unlocks the door to the demon world.
Just the opposite, actually. Originally, it was the key to the demon world, but was given to humans as a gift.
DMC 1 disproves this with the perfect amulet. What, did DMC 2 mess you guys up so badly that you forgot your own damn lore?
What's going on?
Good girl. pure and innocent.
My dude, have you seen Lady throughout this game? She is anything but pure and innocent, and that's a good thing, but your claim is still bullshit. That's probably not the best angle for you to use. You're making me question how Lady is able to even walk after that.
If any of you had died before getting here, our little plan would have gone to waste.
Well then, you must have had a lot of faith that your daughter would survive you tossing her off the side of the tower. Wow, now the heroes are following the classic villain cliche. What are they waiting for? Kill Arkham now! Can you dig it, sucker? Okay, so we've already established that the motorcycle defies gravity, and then it becomes clear that Dante could have just taken it from Lady and used it from the beginning. Lady is 100% human, right? She's still able to use that injured leg and isn't suffering from any altitude sickness. These enemies can fuck right the hell off.
Don't you get it? This is not a human's job.
You're the one who doesn't get it. It has nothing to do with me being a human and you being a demon.
Come again?
And what would you know about family? You're a demon. A demon like you wouldn't understand. Date a demon? I'm not that desperate.
Why are you dodging that explosion, Dante? Didn't seem to affect you when that motorcycle blew up behind you. Damn, girl. I know you're wounded, but you're skilled enough to not decrease yourself to having stormtrooper aim. Jeez, Dante. Is it ever any wonder why you have rotten luck with women? Even I don't stoop to these actions in real life. Sparta was so determined to seal the portal to the demon world that he forgot to find a secure place to put his sword. We've had some pretty great boss battles up until this point. Now we gotta settle for this tedious garbage. Ooh, HD. You certainly make those JPEG images stick out like a sore thumb. Fighting the damned chessmen is one of the best sections of the game. No sins here. Nothing like a forced boss rush section to increase your anger and frustration. What a surprise that Virgil is still alive, said no one who ever played this game.
It's like staring into a backed up toilet.
Are you sure about that, Dante?
Dude, my father wasn't so hideous. Can't you tell by looking at me?
You think a backed up toilet is attractive? There is no way you can convince me that's not the sphincter of the demon world. Literal blob for a boss fight.
Jackpot.
Ladies and gentlemen, behold my favorite boss fight of all time. Not only because it's intense from start to finish, but because of everything it symbolizes. Dante, who has rejected his demonic heritage throughout this game, finally comes to embrace it, making his soul complete by accepting both his human and demon side. He, just like his father, wakes up to justice and finds a purpose beyond his own inadequacies, and thus his arc is complete. Hence the subtitle, Dante's Awakening. Virgil, on the other hand, is so consumed with obtaining Sparta's power and unable to accept his humanity, viewing it as nothing more than a weakness. Thus it ultimately leads to his downfall. Folks, this is Shakespearean art at its finest, and the reason why I'm deducting 30 sins. Ooh, HD, you certainly make those JPEG images stick out like a sore thumb. So, Dante, you remember in DMC 1 where you said you believed Mundus was responsible for your brother's death?
Mundus. His heinous ways make me sick. He's the one that took the life of my mother, my brother, Shirley.
That was a lie.
Maybe somewhere out there even a devil may cry.
Wah, wah.
What happened next? Nothing, really.
Except another game that you mysteriously weren't involved in.
You sure know how to throw a party. No food, no drinks, and the only babe just left.